We're going to be going down there on the 11th and 12th of February to meet the senators and congresspeople and other stakeholders in the U.S. Then I'm going to go back down on the 20th for the governor's meeting as well.
PC leader Doug Ford promising to fight Trump's tariff threats, even as he fights for re-election. But those two Washington trips are the subject of questions as the snap election begins. Opposition parties say Ford cannot conduct provincial business while on the campaign trail, and that pushes the boundaries of a long-standing Democratic norm called the Caretaker Convention. That convention is part of Ontario's election preparations. It sees Ontario's premier and cabinet remain in place while pausing all non-emergency decision-making. It aims to give all of the parties an even playing field during the campaign. Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie says that Ford should cancel both trips to Washington.
He cannot use government resources or taxpayers' funds to advance his own political interests. That's what's at the basis of the Caretaker Convention. He should be here. You can't wear multiple hats, I'm sorry.
NDP leader Marit Stiles says the PC leader is leaving his post at a key time.
Doug Ford, he quit his job as premier when he called this election. I'm running for his job.
The head of Ontario's civil service says in a directive to staff that there are some instances where the convention can be broken. Such circumstances might include a provincial emergency or a national or international event or occurrence where the premier or minister are required to exercise their duties. Any such involvement and related activities will need to be cleared in advance with the Premier's office in consultation with my office. But former Liberal Minister John Malloy says ministers are warned against using their position and platform during a campaign.
The advice you're given is stay the heck away from your ministry. You're going to have to pick things up after the election if you win. And if not, things are very much on a low-key basis.
York University professor Zach Spicer says Ford's plans are a gray area in the convention. He could argue Trump's threat is an emergency.
I think the opposition probably wouldn't have much of a problem if the premier, very quietly stepped off the campaign trail for a couple of days, headed south, met with the people who he's intended to meet with, tried his best to advance Ontario's agenda, then very quietly returned.
The PCs have said their party will pay for the trips, not taxpayers. And the Tory leader appears set to make the trips next month, despite the criticism. Shawn, Jeffords, CBC News, Toronto.